Hello everyone. Well, it's me again, and it's time for a very large project update. As you may know, it's been a while since the last update, and you're about to find out why. And don't worry, you will be impressed. So, let's kick things off at the beginning. As you know, or you may have seen on New Vegas Nexus, I have been building Manhattan for a project. What you don't know is how big it is, because it's been a while since I've done my last video update. Well, what you are seeing right now is actually Hell's Kitchen, more specifically a dystopic vision of Hell's Kitchen. This goes over, well, actually a bit easier just to demonstrate. I have this entire area scaled, so where you are seeing the road end right about now is actually the end cap for Central Park. So all of this right here will be the direct opposite for a later cell, which is the Times Square cell, which is later on in the video. I have the overwhelming majority of lower and middle Manhattan completed for this project. It's either completely done and nav meshed or approaching completion for an actual release. When completed, Manhattan will be equal in size to both Operation Anchorage and DLC The Pit combined. Oh yeah, it's big. In fact, you may have noticed a few desperate pleas on Nexus requesting like scripters and people to help me build interiors for this, because it's quite substantial. What you're seeing now is what I like to call it's just damage to the city. Significant portions of the retaining walls around Manhattan have collapsed, allowing water to seep in and corrupt certain parts of it. This area right here, where the highways run along the coastline, it is entirely possible to walk from Hell's Kitchen all the way down to the financial district. Once again, everything has been completed. On average, I am processing 3,000 to 5,000 pieces per area. Oh, and this right here, what you're seeing, is Grand Central Station. You're going to love this. I actually built Grand Central Station for this mod. It is a completely nav mesh, completely completed town. And what's really fascinating about this, it was really hard to find any actual artwork or anything for what the terminal is supposed to look like on the inside. So inevitably how I ended up designing it was I found pictures from Crisis 2, and I used that as a base to actually design Grand Central Station. This will be one of the many towns you can visit scattered across Manhattan. In addition to Grand Central Station, you'll also have the Financial District, which is a single giant player fortress. I mean, you can get anything you want in there. This right here is the Empire State Building cell. This one actually is going to get expanded quite a lot. I'm thinking about adding the Chrysler Building as well into the as a component for this one particular cell, or possibly extending it southward into Middle Manhattan, so you can traverse some of the ruins there. Completed with this is the what I really would like to do with this, which is the dome, the Madison Square Garden. What I really want to do with that is to have a gladiator arena, but more than likely that will not make it into the mod, so don't keep your fingers crossed. As stated in the last couple of videos, the actual design work for the city has to be pushed back 3 city blocks past the actual explorable area, so you'll be able to see substantial parts of the city work that were built specifically for this mod, but you will not be able to go there. What's being loaded right now, piece by piece and slowly assembled, is Times Square. I built the entirety of Times Square, including the numerous surrounding buildings. In total, the actual buildings manufactured for this one single mod, and this is something I'm really impressed by, my own handiwork, I built 150 skyscrapers for this one mod to duplicate the entirety of New York City's architecture for both Middle and Upper Manhattan. And as I said, you're averaging between 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 pieces that have to be slowly assembled in order to bring everything to life. Actual cell load processing is, I think the most I have it at is 80%, and this is including nav meshing. As an additional thing, this right here, which is the, I believe it's the Hancock Center? Yeah. So, I built a new lore attraction for this mod. The area in and around the Hancock Center is known as the Hanging Gardens. It's sort of like a utopian thing they built during the Resource Wars. So you'll see like gardens like hanging off of skyscrapers that you'll be able to traverse. It is very expansive, fully designed, and I'm about to go through it and proof it, which means that I'm going to add stuff to like where certain things might go through windows or something. I'll have to blot out the windows. It won't take me more than 2 hours to complete that. You might have noticed now all the the overhead trams and the elevated highways. The design for Manhattan is actually going to be a dystopic design. So significant portions of the mod will be modeled after New York City, but it'll be altered to have its own little specific Fallout theme to it. So that's actually rather nice. Now this is an old one that I had originally posted. I actually built Liberty Island. In fact, I didn't just build Liberty Island. I built other areas that will most likely not be shown, mainly because I'm expanding them at the moment, and I kind of want to get certain things done before I give any additional artwork, such as the Brooklyn Bridge area. It's actually being tripled in size so that my final objective is to push everything up to both the Chrysler Building and the United Nations building, but I may not be able to add the UN at this time, mainly because it's just eating up so much space. Between Manhattan and all the other stuff that will be packaged with this mod, I am... Well, you're actually... Yeah, that's about right. Because it's also San Francisco, parts of Los Angeles, Denver. I built all of Denver. So, packaged with this one mod, there will be 3 to 4 additional cities. Because I also have part of Lost completed as well, which is Dallas. So there will be 3 or 4 additional cities. Oh, this right here is the financial district. Sorry, I got a little off course. The overwhelming majority of the skyscrapers constructed for Manhattan were done specifically for this particular world sale. The financial district is separated out into 2 separate areas, which is the overwhelming majority of the financial district, and then Battery Park. But I couldn't include them both in the same mod or the same specific cell because it was just eating up too much cell load, so too much processing power. So in the end, I had to separate it out. This is a very accurate rendition, and here it is, the World Trade Center. I included both the old World Trade Center and the new World Trade Center in the actual design. It eats up a very substantial amount of processing power, but it's pretty much, it had to be in the mod. I mean, let's just be honest, it just had to be in the mod. I duplicated all the surrounding buildings just for this one thing. It looks... If you just open up Google Earth and compare the structures that you were seeing in this video to the real thing, you will see that it is very, very accurate. And this particular world cell will be extended northward considerably into Middle Manhattan, so that I can have a link-up point for the Hell's Kitchen world sale, and you will be able to traverse clear across, well, by cross I mean clear down Manhattan. So that's pretty swanky. And let's see, what do we have here? Yes, this is the Battery Park world sale. And you can see where certain buildings are shared between this cell and the prior financial district. This one is for the most part finished, but I do have a little bit of proofing left to do to it, and I really want to add an interior to the Fort Clinton, but I may not get around to that. Mainly because the overwhelming majority of my time will now be spent expanding like into Middle Manhattan. You know, getting those areas ready for other project, certain things. Anyway, I just want to show you how the actual mod's coming along now, and that should just about do it.